Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And today I would like to offer a bonus reading for the elemental energy of Earth for July of 2025. So if you are Earth or you have Earth high up in your chart, then this one is for you. And Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you're one of those gnome families, then you are more than welcome here, and even if you're not, you're more than welcome to hang out here. How I like to do my bonus readings are using the basic Celtic cross layout. It's a good way to just kind of get an idea of where you're at, what's around you, who's supporting you, what's kind of in the way, and maybe even get a little idea of where your shadow's hanging out. So it's a good way to look at everything all at once in one little snapshot. So these messages are general readings, so take what works for you, leave the rest for someone else. And if there's any questions that you have, or if you're looking at the cards as I'm holding them up and you're getting a little bit of a different impression, if you're comfortable with it, please feel free to drop your opinions, thoughts, and ideas of what the cards are meaning down below, because I read intuitively. I've went through and studied the cards themselves, and what I found is you can read by rote, which is fine. A lot of people do it that way. Or you can read from your heart, which is how I've always been drawn to it, so that's how I work with them. But it'll be interesting to hear what you guys have to say. So with that, we've been shuffling the cards, pulling the cards. We are ready to get started. So we'll look at the Celtic Cross first, and then we'll go through and pull a couple of oracle cards and see any further information or answer any questions that might be popping up for you personally, but we'll get into that later. So for your significator, this is where you are at in this moment in time. You have the Two of Wands. You are in a situation where you have a lot of opportunities right now, Earth elemental energy. This is something that's saying you have the Earth basically in the palm of your hand. What is it you want to create? You're walking through a gateway into something new is what I'm hearing. The two fire wands here are actually lined up as a gate, as if you're passing through something, as if you're stepping in an initiation or you're passing through a challenge. So where you're at right now, Earth, is what are you looking at right now that is a challenge or something that is an initiation for you, something that is expanding who you are, but you're just taking the first steps right now. Like, there's a process that as we're reading right now, we're popping in, watching as you pass into this. So you have a lot of opportunities, what I'm hearing with this first card, but it's because you've willingly taken the next step in your path, whether it's a spiritual path, whether it's work related, however that is playing out for you. You're going through an initiation at this current time, or you're passing through the gates, so to speak. So your crossing card, this is a challenge, an obstacle, something that's kind of in the way, is the Ace of Cups, which is really saying there's some unresolved emotions that are popping up right now, and they're things that you never thought of. That's where the Ace is saying it's a beginning of a healing process. So these are some things that could be getting in the way. Now, when I say getting in the way, it's a challenge to deal with, is where we're going with this. It's not so much that these are going to stop you from growth. These could be something that slow you down. And that's where this energy is coming in. I'm hearing really clearly that this is not stopping you by any stretch. It's more of like you have to kind of walk through quicksand to get to where you're going. So you're passing through this as part of your initiation. And it's going to be a challenge because you know you want to get there. You know where you're headed. You're going through this process to achieve that. But you've got to kind of work through some of the sludge to be able to get there, and get there in the best way possible. Your higher self energy is the Knight of Cups. So this is saying that there's been, in your past, you've dealt with some emotions, you're going forward, and you're feeling better about it. Like, the Knight is saying you fought your demons. You've overcome so much to get where you're at, and your higher self is wanting to remind you of that. Earth, even in the dark times, you have overcome, and in the best times, you have shined like a diamond. And that's what they're saying is you are in a position to fly. You are set up right now to really grow into this higher state, because if you need to, you know you can fight those battles because you've done it so far. You've succeeded at times when other people would have actually expected you to fail. Earth, you stepped up to the plate and said, oh yeah, you think I'm going to fail? Watch this. And that's actually been a really good way to deal with it, is that challenge wakes up we'll go with a little Taurus energy here, the inner bull, and it's like, oh yeah, you're going to tell me no? Move. So you're in that really good energy of, you've already achieved this. Your higher self is saying, don't worry about anything else. Yeah, there might be a challenge. You've already overcome enough of those. Right now, it's the focus on the process you're going through. There is this beautiful initiation, this beautiful path that you're going through, this gateway of some form. The other side is where the miracles are going on. The miracle is you're gonna feel like it's the miracle going through the pattern, but it's really when you're done, that's when you realize what's really miraculous. So your shadow is actually some of your own energy. It's the Page of Pentacles. You're being guided and guarded by things you may not understand right now. Your shadow is saying, don't get too focused on the material world. Don't get too focused on the treasure in front of you, because there's a higher purpose. There's a higher guidance that's stepping in. Yeah, this is important, and this is going to work for you in the long run, but there's other things at play, and the shadow is wanting you to understand that this is not a simple pattern that you're in. Like, well, if I get through this, everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows and unicorn farts. Maybe, but not quite. We're here on Earth to learn. We're here on Earth to grow. We grow through our challenges. And your shadow is saying, yes, you're going to achieve the physical thing, but that's not the only part that you're working on right now. You have an entire spiritual world that is encouraging you, but also it's your spiritual path to increase and grow and understand it at a deeper level. Everyone's going to be at a different spot. These are general readings, but this is where the energy of your shadows coming in is, don't just stay focused on the physical Earth. You've got a lot more going on for you. So your immediate past, is the Seven of Swords. Swords are air. This is contrary energy for you. In the past, you've had experiences where you've had success. You've done good things. You've achieved a lot. But in the past, you felt like there's been someone trying to sabotage you. There's been something coming up where you have felt like there is a challenge to your authority, that how dare they come up at me? I still have two swords. I will go to war again. This is kind of the past. And what they're saying is, you've achieved a lot and you've succeeded. Was that really what was going on with this other person? Was this other situation really stepping on the toes? Or was it something that was pushing to make sure that you knew where you were at? When Spirit steps in, the lessons feel really confusing until you're through them, and then you look back and you're like, wait, that's not how I remember that. And that's the energy that's coming forward. Were you being challenged? Was someone trying to actually move against you? Or was this a lesson to help you to learn and move beyond those feelings of someone trying to, kick the rug off from rug pull you of some form? You're in this situation right now because you've achieved that. You're passing through an initiation. You're passing through the gates. You know when you're on the other side of this challenge, it's going to be way better because you've already experienced enough before to know what is happening. And that's the thing is, Earth, this is not a new energy for you. This is a been there, done that energy. And your past is saying, you've already conquered this. You've already went through this more than once, at least 5 times according to the card here, because it's a 7 of Swords. So you've done a lot of growth. You've done a lot of processing. You've done a lot of clearing things out. That's saying, don't worry about that. It's in the past. You've done this. So now you're moving forward. And your future is Major Arcana. So this is big life lessons, big energy coming in here, is number 8 with Strength. Earth, everything that you have done up to this point has led you to your strength, to your inner fire, your divine capital W will. This is who you are becoming in the next 1 month, 6 months, or a year. You're stepping into a level of strength that a year ago you would never have thought you had, but now you do, because you've overcome so much. In this situation, you're the human who's conquered your dragon. The dragon is now yours. You're in command. Again, you're playing with a big, dangerous lizard type of energy here, so don't get cocky and be like, I got this, I don't have to listen. Oh, yes, you do. There's a respect. You have conquered so much that now you understand what other people deal with too. And that's allowing you to move forward in grace. It's allowing you to move forward in dignity. It's reminding you, always remember this, that the ego can set that dragon loose and wreak havoc. The strength is the capital W, divine will. You've done this, you've been there. The ego is also has been brought into task. Like, no, you don't get to rule the show anymore, Buckwheat. You're over here and you're going to listen. So you have gained this, and it's going to come into full awareness, or a greater awareness, maybe we'll put it that way, in the next 1 month, 6 months, or a year, depending on who you are and where you're at in life. But your future's looking good because you've already overcome things, and that's allowed you to gain wisdom over yourself and your current environment. So let's take a peek at some of the other influences here. Your attitude, which is kind of the inner world, kind of things where things are at inside. Again, we're working with that contrarian energy. You'll have the Six of Swords. This is where you're the one guiding, you're the one teaching now. Your inner attitude is your inner environment is, okay, I've done all of this. I've conquered, I've led, I know where I'm at, and now I'm in a position where I can lead. And your inner voice is saying, are you ready for this? Let's go, because we're going to take things as far as you're willing to move. But you're feeling confident. You're not giving up all of your ability to fight. You're not giving up your ability to overcome. You're not going to weaken yourself for the whims of somebody else. You're willing to stand up because you have something important. There's a baby dragon. Whether it's a child, whether it's someone you're taking under your wing as someone you're training, you have a reason to not let go of that past. That wisdom that you've gained through hard challenges, you're willing to pass that on. Earth, that is an amazing gift that you are willing to offer to someone else. And that's a really impressive inner world that you've got right here is, yeah, I'm ready to do this. Am I fully confident? No. But am I ready? Yes. Have I something to offer? Oh yeah. Earth, you've got a lot to offer here. So this is actually saying you're in the right spot. So your outside world, you have a lot of air popping up here. So you had to deal with a lot of challenges, it looks like. This is the environment, which is your outside world, the things that are outside of your control, the outside influences. Because you have the Four of Swords. You've had some trophies in the past, but you're still holding on to where you're at. Your outside world is saying, you know what? People have watched you, and they've realized they woke this up, that sleeping dragon, that sleeping giant, and they don't like what they found. So people on the outside are actually willing to let you sleep, let you slumber. Not so much fall into complacency, but they're not willing to risk fighting with you again, because there's somebody in particular who already did, and they are like, nope, we ain't playing that game. So the outside world is actually good because it's leaving you alone. It's allowing you to rest. It's allowing you to recover. And that's where this Two of Wands energy is, where you're standing. You've already fought your battles, in the last month, 6 months, year, however it looks. You've already fought that, and now you're moving into the initiation, which is leading to this strength. It's leading into this energy of, the upcoming future, where you're the one in command of your life again. And that's something that, Earth, have you been feeling like you're not the one in control? Because that's the vibe I'm getting before we even finish this. The universe is wanting you to understand that, yes, you've been challenged. Yes, there have been some things that you didn't like happening, but it's led to the fact that now you've you have awakened your inner soul, your inner will, and you're like, you know what, no, I'm not going to be pushed by the tides anymore. I'm the one who's going to take control of my life. I'm the one who's going to make these decisions. I will do my best. And that's where this air's coming in, where you're having to learn some lessons, you're having to gain some knowledge and some wisdom here, but you're doing so with a very specific intent, whether it's a conscious intent or subconscious. You are heading towards, I'm the one leading this ship. I am not going to be pushed around anymore, which is actually pretty cool. Fire or Earth, I'm getting a really good energy off of this. So where are we at? Hopes and fears. Oh, this is a good card for that. Is the High Priestess. You still are standing. See, your hope and fear is, am I strong enough to pass through? The Pillars of Beauty and Severity. Am I strong enough for this? The High Priestess is saying, come on, buddy, you got this. Let's do this. You're willing to step through. You're willing to learn the lesson that she's willing to teach. She is here to help you connect to your higher spiritual self, to your holy guardian angel, to your God source, however that manifests for you. The High Priestess is here to be the voice of the goddess on earth. She is here to guide you, lead you through the pillars of beauty and severity. Because once you understand that everything in life is the balance between the fearful and the beautiful, the terrifying and the amazing, it brings you into a balanced state. When you pass through the gates, and if you'll notice there's gates on two of these, and that's what I brought up in the very first card. There's gates, there's pathways, there are doors. You are on the precipice of something amazing, Earth. I'm getting chills right now, honestly. This reading is intense. Because you've done so much, and you're so much available. And right now there's this energy, and I'm feeling very much that this is going to be a divine feminine, could be manifesting into a physical feminine, that is guiding you right now, who's willing to help you step through this portal. But the question is, are you ready to pass through the gates? Are you ready to accept that everything in life has to be in balance? The good and the evil, the light and the dark, masculine and feminine, even in that respect. There's always those energies that have to be in balance. That's where you find your strength. And Earth, you've done an amazing job of bringing a union of opposites, because this reading is all about air. Even though we're talking to you, Earth, that means that you have found a balance with the opposites, and that's allowing you to develop that strength. So our outcome for this, here we go with the swords again. Your outcome, overall outlook here, is the Sire of Swords. This is saying that you have already accomplished the pinnacle of where you thought you could achieve, but this is just the beginning. Your outcome is so much more, and you are in this position to learn. You've learned through strength. You've learned through peace. The pillars of severity and beauty. Those are now your, I guess you could call them your awards, like you've succeeded. They're a trophy of a sort. A very dangerous trophy, but a trophy nonetheless. You've accomplished things, and the outcome of this particular reading is saying you're in a position to elevate. You're in a position to grow beyond, which is something that some people have chosen in their spirit, in their soul contract. They're going to reach a certain point, and that's just where they're going to hang out, and that's fine for them. But there's some of you Earth out here that you're reaching a plateau, but then you can see, wait a minute, I got this far, how much further can I go? And that's the energy that's coming forward. The underlying theme here is number 18. I'm not good with Roman numerals. The moon. This is the intuitive inner guidance that is coming in. Crab is Cancer. You've got the full moon with the silver dragon up there, and you've got your two kitties, and again, you have a gateway leading to success. They're saying that this is the unconscious world that is addressing you right now, is saying your intuition is what's going to help guide you. It is going to be that inner knowing tied with the outer knowledge that is going to bring you into the fullness of your experience. Again, this is a general reading, but take this part to heart. When you bring your intuition into your knowing, it allows you to see through the illusion into reality of its purest form, which is an amazing blessing that you're receiving here, Earth. Take this and run and see how far you can fly. Again, work within your guides and guardians, work with God, Source Divine, get yourself into that good, healthy space, and then see what happens. Because you've got the opportunities that are available through this. I'm feeling, especially with this opportunity for growth, I'm feeling there's a training you're dealing with right now that you're moving beyond, because you stepped up in the past, you fought the battles, and now you're in a position where you have growth, amazing growth. So with that, we'll wrap up the tarot part. We'll hop into the oracle cards here. But before I do, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know your thoughts, feelings, and impressions. As I said at the beginning, allow yourself to visualize the cards, see what intuition brings forward. And if you're comfortable, comment down below. It's always, like I said, it's always interesting to learn from other people too. So how I like to do these is we'll pull 3 cards, and then before I reveal the card, I will state this is the first card, second card, whatever. And if you have a question, pause the video. You can ask your question. We'll see what source brings through for a message. And with that, we'll get started. Your first card is Competition. Summon the courage and the self-confidence. Earth, you grow stronger through competing. Whether it's just sibling rivalry, whether it's playing a video game and challenging yourself, or it's a physical like wrestling or bodybuilding or something, you do the best when you have someone to compete with. And that's where I feel like with all this air energy coming in this reading, you are willing to grow because you have someone who's challenging you. And that is such a powerful thing. The spirit of competition in its purest form is, I challenge you, you challenge me. We grow together and get stronger because of it. So that's where we're at with this energy. This first oracle card is really saying you actually thrive better when there's someone challenging you. It gives you the opportunity to really grow into the most powerful side and aspect of who you are. So definitely work with that energy. Don't look at challenges and competition as, ew, it's negative, I have to run. What can I learn from the situation is a better way to view this. How can this situation help me grow? How can this teach me something new? And that's going to open a lot of doors just by that alone. So your second card is Moving Forward, getting ready for positive change. Earth, you have a lot of motion, and for some of you this is not going to be the most comfortable thing because you're Earth, you're very grounded, which is great, but there's times when motion is necessary. And this is saying it might be a slower process because Earth tends to move a little slower than some of the other elements, but it's happening. You're willing to step through. You're being guided. Again, you have this divine feminine energy popping up here, just like with the High Priestess here. And so there's something about divine feminine that is coming in. And if you're not familiar with working with the goddess, it's a simple aspect of saying, Dear goddess, show me your name. Or dear goddess, how do I do this? She's going to respond, and the divine aspect of the mother is such a powerful, gentle feeling. They're also saying, that's interesting, that there may be some issues with the divine feminine because of something that's went on in your life with a physical feminine energy. And they're saying this is an opportunity to learn beyond that. That's that moving forward, being like, okay, well, that happened with this person. Not everyone's like that. And that by doing that, you can start to understand there is a divine mother, this caring, compassionate mama bear, literally mama bear, who is going to protect, guide, but nurture. Her abilities are amazing. And this is an opportunity for you to forgive some past, forgive yourself, but also reach up and be like, hi, introduce yourself. So, the third card for you all is, this is a great way to wrap up this video. The new beginnings, beginning your new life. You are the phoenix, Earth. You are stepping into a future that you've prepared for. You have went through a valley of the shadow of death, so to speak. You've been challenged. You felt other people working against you, but you've overcome. You've risen from the ashes that people thought they were going to destroy you with, but they didn't, because you succeeded and you're still here. So this is saying this is your gift of a new beginning. This is your gateway into that new world. Step forward, embrace the light, embrace the dark even, and allow God Source Divine, your guides, guardians, to really help you step into this energy. They're saying be at peace with your past. Things have happened, that's fine, but you're here now, and you've grown because of the past. So as you step forward this month, step forward with knowledge and wisdom, knowing you've already conquered all of that. I'm ready for the challenges ahead, because there's something new coming in, and it's going to be something very fascinating for you. It could be a financial, it could be promotion. There's some of you that are actually going to be stepping into some new relationships, so that could be fun too. But there's a lot of new energy being brought forward right now. So as you move forward this month, take a peek at how things are playing out and embrace the challenges, because the competition makes you stronger. With that, I will let you guys go. Have a great rest of your month, and I will see you in a next video.